Just get yourself in that neutral zone and think about momentum and think about law of attraction. And then do something to promote a feeling of something that feels comfortable to you. And then don't stand there and take score immediately. Oh, I thought this good thought and nothing good came to me right now. Just keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it. Before you know it, you'll have a realization. Oh, this is related to that. Oh, this is related to that. Oh, this is related to that. Until you reach the place that Esther has been for a long time, where when something wanted happens, she says, oh, I did that. And when something unwanted happens, she understands her part in that too. You see, everything is about the momentum that you set into motion. Do you feel that you have the power to think a thought? Or are you responding only? Can you think a thought from a neutral place? Can you? Can you think a thought from a neutral place? So if you're reveling in something, if you're appreciating something and the thought comes, is it a thought that came from a neutral place? No, it isn't. It's a thought that came from momentum that you had going. And often it's a thought that's inspired from non-physical. In other words, you get your vibration high enough where you're hearing what we're saying and we're flowing all kinds of ideas to you that you're picking up on, you see. That's momentum. That's that leverage that we're talking about. What about if you've got something negative going on that you've been thinking about, and then yet another negative thought and yet another negative thought comes? Did that start out of nowhere, or was there momentum going?
There was momentum.
So can you start a thought in the direction of what you want from a neutral place? Do you believe it's possible? And what would be the conditions of that neutral place? What kinds of things might you do? Catch yourself early when you wake up. And what else? Meditation. The quieting of the mind, the quieting of your mind. So what's the magic of meditation? So there's momentum going already, but you suggested to yourself that tomorrow, that early in your day, that you're going to find some place to bask, that you're going to find some place. So you've already started that momentum. So now it's easier than it's been before because you've already thought about what you're going to do. You've already decided where you're going to go. You might even have cleared the space. You might have even cleared the clutter. You might have even taken the stuff out of the chair. You might even have got it ready. You might even have put something there. In other words, you made some preparation, some mental preparation. So now you sit. The magic of meditation goes like this. You find a thought that is already neutral, that you do not have a negative opinion about, and you focus upon it. You could listen for a sound. Can you hear a sound in this room when we are not making one? A sort of ever-present sound of the air flowing in. Can you hear it? Mm-hmm. That'd be a good thing to focus upon, because it's not abusing your ears. You have to focus to hear it. It's meaningless. You didn't divorce it. It didn't snatch your business out from under you. It didn't die unnecessarily. In other words, it's neutral. It's neutral, and you have the power to focus on it. And when you do, you reach a neutral place where momentum that you already have established will then flow. Some people say when they sit to meditate, their mind gets chatty. Even more chatty than usual. That's because you've already got some stuff activated. So what else could you do? You could focus on your breathing. You could deliberately breathe in. Long, in. Just filling your lungs. And then you could let it slowly out. And you could breathe in a rhythm that is not normal. We would encourage the guided meditation that has been presented with music that will actually guide you with your breath in and guide you with your breath out. It'll hold you in a neutral place. Because if you have the ability to find a neutral place, then you have the ability to set something else in motion. But friends, the majority of you and the majority of people that you know are waiting until the momentum is working against you, and then you're trying to do that. And then you're saying, it's too hard. And then you let that momentum carry you, and then you practice a vibration that doesn't serve you, and then you don't feel powerful when you are. If we were standing in your physical shoes, we would discover the power of the neutral zone. We would conjure it deliberately. We would discover the power of meditation, which is just quieting your mind. And then we would begin watching for the momentum that ensues. And when you realize, and you will, things are shifting for you. When you realize that this thought came and that's a new thought for you, and this thought came and that's a new thought for you, then we would turn our undivided attention to that momentum and we would push it in the direction that it is already going. And that's when it really begins to get fun. In other words, that's when you start making lists of positive aspects, or that's when you begin doing rampages of appreciation. You watch us as we are interacting with people, and you hear sometimes someone will start out with something that they're bumping up against. And at first, we don't jump right in the middle of it, because all it does is make them feel more resistant, maybe even making them feel challenged. It sometimes even makes them argue for their limitations. So we start out slow until we find some place where we can fit in, where we can feel that they're fitting in. And then it doesn't take long before we're romping all over the place, before we're rampaging in our awareness. You saw it with our friend and her business. At first, it was sort of slow going because her momentum was all about what she did not want. And any conversation that we engaged in with her was only going to perpetuate the momentum in the direction of what she did not want. So we just kept playing with it until we found some neutral ground. Did you witness that? Did you see how that happened? Did you see the point when she finally sort of settled down? Did you see a point where she sort of just was resigned? There was a resignation. If you were paying attention, you saw when that happened. She sort of gave up. She sort of gave up arguing for her limitations. And at that moment that she gave up arguing for her limitations, the momentum of all things that are already in her vortex just began lighting up. And then we could not stop talking. We could not stop expressing what we were feeling. In other words, we had to follow the momentum of all of that. And didn't make you just want to follow her around and see what's going to happen? Couldn't you feel the power of all of that going on, you see? It's the same thing over and over and over. There's no magical formula, but there is a formula. And the formula goes like this. You are offering a vibration and law of attraction is matching it, and there is a momentum in that. And if you like it, keep doing what you're doing. If you don't, then do something different. Profound, isn't it? So can you fast forward into the manifestation of those things, that abundance that you often see way down the road? Because that kind of abundance doesn't come to a youngster like me, or that kind of abundance doesn't come to someone in an occupation like I have. That kind of abundance, if you can get yourself to begin to expect that kind of abundance that we promise you is out there, and we say out there not because it's out there far into the future, we say it's out there vibrationally, not yet received by you, a different frequency than the frequency you commonly are offering. But you can begin doing something about that right now. And the evidence of the change of your frequency will be evident right now. So then you begin getting pretty sure of yourself. You say, I am the creator of my own reality. And others will say, get away from me. You say, I am the creator of my own reality because I am the thinker of my thoughts. But more important, I am the feeler of my feelings. I am the discerner of my frequency. I am the molder of my own vibrational clay. I am the offerer of the energy, and therefore I am the setter of the tone. I'm the setter of the mood. I am the emanator of the vibrational signal that law of attraction is responding to. And I have created a nest egg for myself of relationships and of abundance and of physical vitality and well-being. I've created a nest egg for myself that is a vibrational reality. And I'm going to practice the vibrational reality of it, even though there is an absence of manifested reality of it. But I do not confuse myself about what's really going on here, because I accept that law of attraction abounds, and that I am a worthy being, and that I'm the creator of my own reality, and that I can do something about it. And I like the feeling of thinking on purpose. And most of all, I like to think and derive results, you see. That's who you are. That's why you are so action-oriented in most cases. You like the fast results that you get through action. But we want you to not only get the fast results that you get through action, we want you to get the leveraged fast results that you get through aligned action, through inspired action, you see. We want you to tend to your feelings first. Practice them all day, every day. Hang out with others that do the same. And then begin watching. Not so much for the manifestation. You see, this is the tricky part. Because it sounds like we're saying, if you do these non-manifestational things, manifestation will happen. And then you can look at the manifestation and it just gets better from there. But we don't ever want you to be hooked on the manifestation. We want you to be hooked on the feeling that you can foster right here, right now. You got to stop focusing so much on what is that it dominates your vibrational patterns. And you have to start focusing upon who you really are and how you want to feel. So when you think about the things you want, and there are a lot of them and it's wonderful. When you think about the things that you want and you think about why you want those things that you want, and it brings you to that vibrational reason, most of which is easily recognizable by you and easy to find by you and easy to discover all around you already. Because the feeling of money is not only available to you in money itself. Because you just said, it feels like fun, it feels like freedom, it feels like, and there is so much of your world that does not require money in order to feel those things, you see. So if you look around as the selective sifter that we know a deliberate creator like you can be, and you tune your frequency to the feeling of, so it would be such a good thing if you could just make your list of things that you want and take each item one by one and stop and analyze for yourself, what is the feeling of that? When I have that, when I live that, when I am that, when that is my experience, when that's who I am, when that's where I am, when that's who I'm with, when that's what I'm living, what does that feel like? What does it feel like? Not what does it look like? What does it feel like? What does the vibration of security feel like? What does the feeling of homecoming feel like? What does the feeling of empowerment feel like? What does it feel like? And as you pose those questions to yourself, as you move through your days, and you're feeling a lot of those things all day, every day, as you come across, we started to say stumble across because you may not be doing it exactly on purpose, but as you come across that feeling, and you come across that feeling after you have acknowledged that you want to find that feeling, it will stand out in a more vivid way, and you can say, yes, that's it. And then as you stay there and revel in the emotion of that for a moment, you practice the frequency of it longer, and that really is all that deliberate creation is. It's choosing the feelings, practicing the frequency until choosing those feelings comes easily. And you know why choosing those feelings come easily? Because law of attraction says, ooh, you feel like that, here's a little more. Law of attraction doesn't behave like you want your mother to. Oh, you feel bad here, this will make you feel better. Law of attraction says, oh, that makes you feel bad, here's some more. You say, well, then law of attraction may not be my friend. We say your best friend, because law of attraction is bringing you how you're feeling, showing it to you so you can make choices. This sucks. This feels awful. How can I feel differently than this? And that's what we're going to be talking about here today. How can you gain control of the way you feel in this situation and this one and this one and this one? We'll give you a little hint. It's about self-soothing. It's about being kinder to yourself. We thought it would be a really good thing to start this new year out when you're thinking more about who you are and where you're going and what you want. If you could just take this one piece from this gathering, that you want to soothe yourself into alignment by pointing out to yourself how well you are doing, how much is going well. It is our promise to you that if you will begin to tend to the frequency of that which is you, since you equal your point of attraction, and you will be aware, I felt this way and this came back. I felt this way and this came back. I felt this way and this came back. Before you know it, you will be one who, whether you deliberately and often feel on purpose, you will know for sure that how you feel is your indicator of what's coming next. We've enjoyed this interaction more than words can convey. We're glad that you're here, and we're glad that you're mixing it up, and we're glad that you are finding things that you want, and we're glad that you are sometimes standing in places that you don't want to be. We're glad that you're allowing your life to put you in the places where you're asking important questions. And we want you to know that every question that you ask is an important question.